call. Valentine's Day is coming up. Who's happy about it? About 7 of you having a good time. That's good to know. Those of you who don't give a fuck, I get it. I understand. I understand. Very expensive. Why do you need to have one day to make somebody feel loved? I take particular umbrage of someone being like, here, today's a special day, so I'm going to wear some lingerie, I'm going to fuck you. That should be every day if you ask me. That's... I don't know. I just... There's a thing as well, like, you know, there's a whole thing about, like, the flowers thing as well. Flowers are a big thing on Valentine's Day, and that's one of the things I don't like, that double standard. As a man, you don't often get flowers unless you're in a same-sex relationship, which, you know, I don't really have the mindset for that right now. I'm not saying I'm not gay, I just haven't met the right guy yet. Sorry, men in the room. Just not my type. I'm like a man with a vagina, apparently. So, anyway... I digress. But I do like flowers, though. That's something people don't know about me. I really like flowers. I think they're beautiful to look at. They make a room feel very fragrant. It's nice to have something green outside my Rizla. So, you know. I like myself some flowers. But when you're a straight man in a dating game, no one ever buys us flowers. You know what you have to do as a straight man to get yourself a bunch of flowers? Win an Olympic gold medal? That's hard. Or die, which is not hard. But it's like hard on your family. And I don't know if you know this, ladies who do receive flowers, but the price of flowers, like roses especially, goes up like 10 times in a run-up to Valentine's Day, only for the surplus roses to be bargain basement prices the day after Valentine's Day. The shit's a scam. So, in the interest of trying to navigate these times of austerity and these hard economic times, I want to ask all the wonderful, intelligent ladies in here a question. Would you be happy if your partner was like, look, baby, I can't get you those roses on Valentine's Day, but you wait 24 hours and this place will be a fucking garden of roses? Yeah? A lot of ladies would be happy at that. Make some noise if you'd be unhappy about that. You'd be unhappy? Yeah, the young ladies, no, it's got to be on the day, meh, meh. Otherwise it's meaningless, Disney told me so. Time to grow up, ladies. That's poor financial forecasting there, I'm afraid. Sometimes you got to make a loss to make a greater gain. That's called speculation in the investment world. Yeah. I bet if I told you can have a studio flat on Tuesday but a house on Wednesday, you'd wait for the house, right? Yeah, like if someone told you could have a bike on Tuesday or a Mercedes on Wednesday, you'd wait for the Mercedes. Just like if a woman told me, Dan, I could suck your dick today or you can wait till tomorrow and I'll lick your balls too. Now I'm taking that blowjob. Who's got time to waste? Life is short, YOLO! You never know what can happen in these streets. You get a consensual blowjob, you better take that shit. I've never been a dating guy, man. I find dating very hard, man, especially because, like I said, there's some standards, there's some scams. Found something out that deeply troubled me within my soul very recently. Is everyone here familiar with the term booty call? Right, booty call, for those who don't know, it's very similar to having a friends with benefits or a fuck buddy. It's when you make a call in order for yourself to procure and secure some booty. It's exactly what it says on the tin. Or the cans, whichever you want to call it. But then I found out about a new trend which is called a foodie call. You know what a foodie call is, sir? Basically, sometimes some of these ladies out here, not the ladies in this room, I hope, but some of these ladies are going on dates with gentlemen they don't see any future with or are not particularly attracted to based on the restaurant they're invited to for the date. Can you believe that shit? But it happens. One of my friends was like, Dane, going out with this guy, I don't really like him, his breath stinks, but we're going to Sushi Samba and a girl's gotta eat. I like black men and black cod, and this guy ain't giving me both, so I'm going. Any of the ladies in this room ever gone on a foodie date before or had a foodie call? Now, you can answer, keeping in mind my job on stage is to observe, never to judge, ladies. Never to judge. Now, I'm just saying kind of harsh. And I speak from a point of envy, I'll be honest. Because like I said, when you're a straight man, cisgender out in these streets, nobody gives a fuck about how you eat. You know, I just think it's harsh. Like, you know, I wouldn't do that to somebody. I would never go for drinks with a woman I wasn't attracted to. I would drink until she became attractive. And then, you know, see how the shit unfolds, I guess. Old Adele, new Adele, you know, that kind of thing. Shit. Was that harsh? You can tell me. No? All right, cool, because, you know, this is the thing, like, I know body positivity is a big thing, and, like, you know, I hope men have evolved to the point where you don't just make fun of women for being fat and stuff like that. You know, I like a big woman, equally sexy, equally as feminine as a slender woman. You know, there should be body positivity for all. It's like, you know, that fat guy said, you know, the one that all the women love? What's his name? Yeah, he don't exist, because... You can't be a 300-pound man and be like, I'ma fuck Halle Berry. Everyone will be like, put him in jail. I know men are shallow creatures. We can be very shallow creatures, and we do tend to be visual, focus on that. Sometimes women are much better at looking past the surface. I'll give that to the ladies, you know, but that doesn't always work in our favor, ladies. Because I went on a date because I was lonely, I guess, and... Went to the cinema. Now, being a gentleman that I am, cover the tickets, cover the snacks. You do what a man's supposed to do. As I'm procuring said snacks, 3 gentlemen pushed in front of my date and must have brushed past her shoulder. She didn't feel that shit. So she spoke up on her own behalf, and she was like, excuse me, what the fuck are you doing? Could you be a bit more careful, please? You hit my shoulder. Why can't you be more like my date, Dane? He's educated and sensitive and actually respects women. And that is not useful in a fight. So... He's considerate. Whose face is that breaking? No one's. Yeah, man. Went on this date. Date was cool. We went to watch the new SpiderMan film. You seen it? Anyone seen it? New SpiderMan film. Yeah, No Way Home, I think it is. Right? And I liked it. The date went a bit left. However, are you not laughing because the door creaked? Can I just say, like, if you need to go to the toilet during this set, you can go. Like. It's a comedy set, not a hostage situation, you know. Now, I'm funny, I'm not, like, you know, I'm not cystitis funny. I'm worth listening to, I'm not worth getting a urinary tract infection for. He's so funny, my pussy tingled, don't. Won't get me on Netflix. Oh, lordy, lordy. Anyway, we're in the cinema watching the new Spider-Man film. And my date turns to me, she goes, oh no, Spider-Man's always in trouble. Why doesn't Superman come to help him? Right? Oh, lordy lord. I was like, well, Superman can't help Spider-Man because Spider-Man is in Marvel and Superman is in DC. And she said, DC's not far from New York. Superman can just fly there. Needless to say, I did not see her again. Now, you're a nice crowd, so I want complete honesty from you guys. Does that seem kind of harsh? I didn't. Someone said yes? No, someone said yes. This is democracy. Why do you think it's harsh, madam? Because it's not her fault for not knowing? There's lots of movies out there, but there's lots of Wikipedia pages too, madam. So, just saying. Thank you, see? There you go. But since you feel so angry about it, if anyone asks, I dumped her because she was white. You happy now? And I can say that I've got white socks. You ever notice that people do that when they say something offensive? They go, yeah, but I got a black friend. What the fuck has that got to do with me? If I broke a chair in your house, I'm like, that's okay. I got a sofa at home. How does that... Don't really tell me you care about furniture in general, to be honest. Especially if you keep in count. You know who keeps count? Serial killers. But Well, you know, like I said, men, we can be very shallow. I can admit that as an adult. But there are some instances I've found where women are more shallow than men. But I won't come out here and mansplain, ladies. I'd rather ask you the question first. So, ladies, here goes. I'm going to ask you all a question, no judgment, and I would like an honest answer because I saw in a magazine in my dentist's office that women like honesty. I mean, the magazine also said a woman wanted to fuck a carousel, but the point is that women like honesty. Would you say that's fair, ladies? I think it's fair to an extent. But I think when women say they want honesty, what they really mean is, I would like to ask you a question. And if I don't get the answer that pleases me, there will be trouble. So here's the question, ladies. And I say this because I had an issue with honesty recently because I went to a lady's house for dinner because I'm a player, I guess. Don't hate me, hate the game. So I went to a lady's house for dinner. She said, Dane, I've made you something to eat. Try it. Tell me what you think. Be honest. I said, are you sure? She said, of course I'm sure. You know I love you. Tried the food. I was like, this is very delicious. However, maybe could use a little less salt. See, this lady was like, I know he didn't say that shit. No way. Yep, and you know, suffice to say, this woman went crazy. She's like, how fucking dare you? You come in my house, and I spend all day making food to keep your straight cisgender ass alive, and you have the nerve to criticize my cuisine. Get the fuck out my house, Dane. And I was like, hey, you better calm down, mum. You keep this shit up. I ain't coming back. I'm a man now. Got delivery on my phone. I don't need you that much. Yeah, I'm taking a Tupperware, mama. So now that we have context, I'd like to ask all the ladies a question, and I'd appreciate an honest answer. Do we have a deal, ladies in the room? All right, just by show of hands, how many ladies in this room would honestly be with a man 6 inches shorter than they are? Madam, I can see it. I see it. Is that your partner next to you? No? How tall are you, miss? Not very. Not very. Yeah, not very at all. All right. Which is fine. That was one lady that said she would date a man 6 inches shorter than her. The rest of you, well. Look at this. Obviously, there's a deal breaker for the ladies. Now, as I said before, I haven't come here to judge anyone. And I know that when you're living within a patriarchal society that is so focused on superficial values, you're told being with a big, taller man is going to be safer for you because he's big and strong and he can throw you around and he can protect you. I tend to disagree because you can get guns and knives anywhere in London. So, just more man to stab, really. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, I bring this up on behalf of my more petite brothers because I've been told I have something called height privilege. I'm over 6 foot, so I don't know what it's like for your average height man. I know this because I have a friend who's 5'5" and 3/4, and my God, you better say those quarters. Asking a short man how tall he is the same as asking a toddler how old they are. You have to include everything down to the fraction. Now, this might be, you know, this is not a double standard when it comes to dating, because men, we can't openly discriminate against body types like that. That's one of the only things women might do that men can't do in public. Discriminate against, you know, shorter partners. And also, talk about bisexual experiences on a date, and the outcome is only positive. No guy's mad at that. You go in a restaurant with a lady, you're like, tell me about yourself. Well, you know, I went to university and studied chemistry. I played varsity netball, which was always fun with the girls. And then, well, once at a netball party, I got really drunk in the game of Truth or Dare, and I licked my friend's vagina like twice. And a guy would be like, this is the best story I've ever heard in my entire life. We'll have 4 desserts, please. If you're a guy, don't really go that way. Can't be with the ladies, but tell me about yourself. Well, you know, I'm just a regular guy. I studied business, played a little bit of football on a Sunday. Once on a holiday in Ibiza, I sucked my friend's dick. Everyone, what the Sir, I believe that, you know, you may have the wrong dating app for your very specific nuanced needs. He's like, baby, come on, I was drunk. That's not a big deal. No, sir, it's a very big deal. And I only said it because there are people in this room right now that have sucked a dick. Some of you might suck a dick when you get home, and I thank you and the Lord thanks you. You make the world a better place. People say nuns are close to Jesus. No, sex workers are close to Jesus. Trust me, a dick suck will calm a man quicker than a Hail Mary, that's for sure. Listen, that's some real shit right there. I personally, this is a personal thing, just to digress. I personally feel like sex workers are more important to good on this earth than nuns are. When you think about it, like, you know the evil that men do, nothing mitigates that more than sex workers. You know how many lives these women are saving and men are saving on a regular basis? Some of these sick fucks out here, if they had to go home without getting that scratch itch, everybody would be in fucking trouble. That's why you always have brothels next to barracks as well, because these soldiers are dealing with PTSD and war. They need to get the load off. So I'm just saying, nuns, they are all right, but sex workers make the world go round. Don't believe me? Look how OnlyFans became one of the... When the world stood still, OnlyFans was one of the things keeping people going. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about OnlyFans. I feel like it's fine unless you're a pimp, because now you're out of work. But no more middleman. No. Listen, I personally feel like OnlyFans showed me 2 things. First of all, it showed me how enterprising sex workers can be in a pandemic, and it also showed me that, my God, white privilege is crazy. Why do I say white privilege is crazy based on OnlyFans? Because there was a woman in the paper, her name is Stephanie Motta, and she was selling farts in a jar. Did you guys hear about this? A woman as a former reality star had like OnlyFans where people were asking her to fart in jars, and she was sending them her farts in a jar. I'm sorry, white women, if you can make money selling farts, you have the most privilege out of everybody else in the world. The only people that have more privilege than you are white men. You know why? Because they were buying farts in a jar. You ain't getting no black man or no Asian man to buy farts in a jar. Say to an Asian man, you want to buy farts in a jar? Well, I can walk to any curry house. Black man, why am I buying, why the fuck would I buy farts in a jar? There's condensed milk in the cupboard. If you're saying, oh, it means you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, I'm just saying, you can't just suck a dick because you're drunk. Like, we've all been drunk. Some of you been, like, you know how drunk works. I've been so drunk. Once I left the nightclub and I went to, like, a McDonald's to get, like, a quick bite for the ride home. I'm outside being like, hey, let me get a chicken legend meal because you are what you eat, baby. Yeah. Sometimes I'm cocky when I'm drunk. And they were like, sir, I'm afraid we can't serve you. And I was like, why? Why would you serve me in this day and age? Just because I'm a black man trying to make my way in the fucking world? And they were like, no, sir, I'm a homeless man, and this is a cash point. And you're not in a car, sir. This is a cardboard box. And so that's why we can't serve you. I've been that drunk, but I've never been out with my friends and been like, hey, if I have one more Jaeger bomb, I'm going to start sucking some dicks up in here. They should call them Jaeger bombs. That's the effect it has on me. And it's the same thing with, like, short guys. Like, you know, no one cares about, like, if a woman's petite. Like, madam, how tall are you? 5'2"? Yeah, 5'2", which is not particularly tall. That's fine. But let's say a 5'2" lady goes on a date with a 6'2" guy. No one gives a shit. That's a perfect fit. Next day when that diminutive lady is at lunch, everyone's like, hey there, how'd the date go last night, Susan? Susan's like, the date went very well. 3rd date, so we finally did it. And he picked me up while he was inside me. And her friends would be like, Susan, oh my God, that's so porno, you saucy minx. That's how women call each other sluts, but in solidarity. Ah, Susan! You go, girl. Let's say we take a guy, let's say he's 5'5" and 3/4, and my God, you better say those quarters. He goes on a date with a 5'8" lady, the next day everyone's like, hey there, Kev, how'd that date go last night? Yeah, it went pretty well. We finally did the deed, and she picked me up while picked you up to breastfeed? To reach some biscuits? What the fuck's going on, Kev? So, that's been my time. If you guys have enjoyed what you heard, I got 2 things to tell you. I'll be at the Soho Theatre from the 14th to the 19th of March doing my own one-man show. Please do check out my stuff. You can find all of my links and content on my link tree. My name is Dane Baptiste. You guys have been amazing. Hopefully I'll see you around. Thank you very much.